You're scrolling, drifting through the endless static of the algorithm, waiting for the signal to cut through the noise. Consider, if you will, that you just found the frequency. You've just stepped off the timeline of the everyday, into the space where the forgotten history and the hidden truths finally touch down. There's the story you know, and then there's the airspace we're about to enter. Check your coordinates, because you're heading towards the landing point. Today's story. Not Hollywood. He was an outsider. When he was 12 years old, his family moved from a modest neighborhood in Michigan to an affluent suburb in northern Chicago. He didn't fit in. He wasn't a jock, and he certainly wasn't in the popular crowd. He found his refuge in the music and the quiet solitude of his own imagination, watching the high school social hierarchy from the sidelines. After dropping out of college, he found himself selling jokes to stand-up comedians just to pay the bills. Eventually, he launched a steady, respectable career at a major advertising firm in Chicago. He was good at it, writing copy for edge-of-your-seat products like floor wax and credit cards. But the ad world wasn't his dream. He spent his nights writing short stories, pouring his memories of those agonizing teenage years onto the page. Then came a massive blizzard. Trapped inside his home for a snowy weekend with a severe case of cabin fever, he sat down at his typewriter and hammered out a frantic, highly exaggerated essay about a disastrous family trip he'd taken as a kid. He submitted it to a popular humor magazine. Not only did they publish it, but the magazine's Hollywood division eventually turned that little story into a movie. A movie starring Chevy Chase. You know it as National Lampoon's Vacation. Suddenly, the bored ad man was a sought-after screenwriter. Hollywood beckoned. The studio executives wanted him to move out west, to attend the glamorous parties, to play the industry game. But he said no. He despised the fakery of the coast. He insisted that the real stories, the authentic beating heart of the American youth, weren't found under the palm trees. They were found in the snow, the rain, the sprawling suburban high schools right here in Illinois. So he stayed and he wrote. He would lock himself in his room for the weekend, fueled by coffee, loud music, and seemingly endless reservoirs of teen angst, and emerged Monday morning with a completed script. He wrote about kids he had watched from the sidelines, a brain, an athlete, a basket case, a princess, and a criminal. He wrote about a charming truant who skipped school to take a Ferrari on a joyride through downtown streets of Chicago. He wrote about an 8-year-old boy who accidentally gets left behind by his family at Christmas. He became the undisputed voice of a generation, making billions of dollars at the box office and launching the careers of countless young actors. But at the very height of his power, in the late 1990s, he simply walked away. He stopped directing, retreating to the farm in northern Illinois, and completely vanishing from the public eye. He preferred the quiet, everyday life of the Midwest over the glare of the Hollywood spotlight. Finally living the peaceful suburban life he had spent his career documenting, he proved that you didn't need to live in Hollywood to conquer it. You just had to remember exactly what it felt like to be a teenager. His name, John Hughes. And whether you realize it or not, this is The Landing Point. Thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. Our stories come out Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so you can always catch our latest story. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They're a full-service real estate company that can help you with both your real estate, residential and commercial needs, both buying and selling and leasing for the commercial side. If you haven't done so already, please go out to our YouTube page and subscribe so you can get our latest stories that come out. If you want our latest updates, please go to our Facebook page and follow and like that. And then for those of you that enjoy just listening to stories when you're out on the drive, we do have our podcast too that you can hear the same stories. Thank you for listening to today's story, and we'll catch you next time.